The GH5 has a completely new autofocus system that includes some customizations in the camera's menu so that you can go ahead and customize the autofocus depending on what you're shooting. To access those, we go into the camera's menu. We want to be on tab 2. So we're going to put the camera into off, which would be the default setting. This is how the camera will ship from the factory. Now, we have a model, and Emily in a few seconds here is going to walk toward the camera, and then as she's walking, someone's going to interrupt her in her walk. We'll see how long it takes that person's focus to be acquired. Then we'll have that person move out of frame. We'll see how long it takes Emily to reacquire focus as she continues to walk through. So we'll start recording. Come on through. 1,000, 2, 1,000, and mark was acquired. There goes Emily, she's acquired. So what we had was that it took about 2 seconds, maybe just a little less than 2 seconds, for Mark to come into focus. And then you saw a slight lag when Mark left for the focus to reacquire back to Emily. Well, what if I don't want the camera to acquire Mark, or I want to delay the acquiring of Mark so it's more likely just to stay where Emily is? That's where the customizations come into play. So the way this works is you go to AF Custom Set, we go to the Set option, and we have different settings. If I set the AF speed to slow, it's going to slowly change focus points. If I go to fast, it's going to work quickly. If I set the sensitivity to locked on, it's less likely to change when Mark gets in the frame. So we're going to set this to -5, -3. We're going to ask Emily to go ahead and get back on set. And now that Emily's there, we're going to go ahead and start recording. Come on through. 1,000, 2, 1,000. And as you can see, it didn't really acquire Mark in focus. Emily stayed in good focus, and we've got our shot. Now, what if I want the camera to lock on Mark very quickly and then quickly change focus back to Emily when Mark leaves the frame? Go to Camera's menu, go to AF Custom Set. This time we're going to take the speed all the way up to +5. We're going to take the sensitivity all the way up to +3. We're going to have Emily get back on set. She'll be there in just a second. We'll acquire focus on Emily. And record. Come on through. 1,000. He's already in focus. Go ahead and move out of the frame, and it's already back on Emily. So you can see that the autofocus system can be set to a very responsive speed if we need it. So now we'll have Emily get back on set, and we're going to test how fast this autofocus system works. We're going to leave it in autofocus speed and autofocus sensitivity, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to have Emily run toward the camera, and we're going to see if it can keep up with her. So it's recording, and come on through. And as you can see when we play it back, it did a great job of keeping her in focus.
Panasonic.